Macca's Guides.
Hey guys, Macca here, continuing on with our 100% walkthrough of Doom. This is mission number 4, and in these walkthroughs I show you the best way to get through the level as fast as possible, while also making sure that I show you every single thing you can miss, including challenges as well as secrets, collectibles, data drones, data logs, elite cards. Everything you could possibly need will be in this video. From the very beginning, you should see right in front of you in plain sight your first Rune Trial. Go up to it and interact with it to start the Rune Trial. There's a bit of a loading scene in and out of these Rune Trials, but essentially they're small challenges in which you need to do a certain task in order to unlock the rune. Some people say ruin, some people say rune. I'll probably end up saying ruin, even though it is technically rune. Anyways, for this one, you're just going to have to kill 15 enemies, and you get 2 seconds back on your clock if you kill them normally, 4 seconds if you do a glory kill. I'd recommend just doing glory kills because they're really fast, and just basically use your shotgun, shoot them, and automatically melee. If you kill them with a shotgun, you'll get the time anyways. If you get the melee in, you'll get a glory kill, so it's pretty easy. At the very end, you'll be awarded with a rune, and you'll also unlock your first achievement for getting a rune. Upon unlocking the rune, you're probably going to want to equip it, so make sure you equip it, and after you upgrade it, make sure you go around the circle. I'll be doing that during my playthroughs and leveling up my runes as we go. From that rune, go to the left if you were looking at it, up this hill, and you should see a data log right on the ground right here. There may or may not be an enemy in this area. Next to that is a lever. Pull it. These levers, as you've probably come to know by now, open up secret doors which allow you to unlock the retro levels and play inside of those retro levels if you want. If we go forward down into the hall and to the right hand side, after entering, you'll notice the door. Just go inside until the secret unlocks, and then you can either go through it or come back out like I do. So once you're in this area, you're going to be battling a whole bunch of enemies, and they're going to be spawning in waves. During the last wave, you will spawn your first Hell Knight. The Hell Knight is basically this big dude. He kind of looks like the Berserker from Gears if you ever played that. He's essentially the dude that runs around and just tries to like melee you. He kind of looks like he's a monkey in terms of his movements. He's the dude with no weapons. He's slightly bigger than everyone else, and he will try to run and melee you. That is a Hell Knight. So if you look at the challenges, we have to get 2 Death from Above glory kills on the Hell Knights. So all you're going to want to do is, I would imagine you'd clear out all the enemies and wait for this guy to spawn, which is directly in front of me. After that, all you're going to want to do is damage him slowly in order to get him into the glory kill position. You're going to want to make sure he's in the glory kill position somewhere near an object that you can climb off and jump down from. Also, you might have a rune upgrade a little bit later on in this mission in order to let you have them in glory state a little bit longer than usual. But basically, that's how you would get the curb stomp on the Hell Knights. We're going to need 2 of those for the challenges, and I think there's about 5 or 6 of these enemies total, 3 or 4 of them in very easy spots for Death from Above kills. From then on there, we can climb the fence and go around the left-hand side. You might notice a field drone flying away. Just let it be until later. Go to the left-hand side up into this little side cave where you can find an elite guard. From that elite guard, you're going to want to go to the nest, which is in the middle of the area, pretty obviously, and as soon as you pull like the little heart thing out of the nest, that will spawn a Hell Knight. There's like 3 or 4 nests, and each time you pull out the heart, it spawns a Hell Knight. Sometimes it spawns 2. But that's my other Hell Knight, and that's where I'm going to get my second Death from Above glory kill. Because there's a lot of ledges and boxes in this area, it is quite easy. If you don't get all 2 of them in the first 2, don't worry, you have a bunch of other chances to get these guys a little bit later on. Just make sure you get 2 Death from Above glory kills. To do that, you're going to want to do a glory kill from above them. Clear out the nest and continue towards your objective. Upon killing all of the enemies, you will receive a checkpoint. This door will now open. Upon coming into this door, if you go to the left hand side, you should see the objective marker. Feel free to interact with it. You're going to need to kill a total of 3 of these filters, or damage them, or kick them in, whatever you want to call that. There's 3 of them on the map. I'll be going through them obviously as part of my main objective, and using them as reference points for some of the collectibles. Directly behind you after that first filter, you should find a data log. Now we will be coming back to this area, so feel free to skip this if you want. It would be a little bit faster without this data log at this exact moment, but it shouldn't be too much of an issue. Pick it up, and now we can continue forward to a few more collectibles. From that data log, we're now going to go get the field drone that you might have seen fly away from you as we entered the area. To do so, jump down and go to the left of that big blue shield with the vehicle in the middle, and jump down to the right hand side and keep right again, and basically underneath that vehicle spawn you'd find the field drone. Just go to the back and continue through the door. It's a little bit hard to see this door, but you should find the field drone, apply whatever upgrade it is that you like. I do like lock-on target for the rockets, as well as mini missiles for the heavy assault rifle. From then on there, we can get an elite guard. So what we'll want to do is follow this path that's kind of down below on the cliffside, except go the other way. Instead of turning right once we drop down, you'll want to basically continue forward. At the end of this hall, you will find 3 enemies as well as an elite guard. Now from this elite guard, we're going to kind of continue back to where we were previously in that open area near the very beginning at that nest. And from there, we're going to go into the kind of manufacturing facility, and we're going to get an Argent Cell. So you'll see, you might want to reference that blue shield as a good point for where you are. Go to the right hand side of it if you're approaching from where we were for our previous collectible. Inside of this room, where you'll notice that there's like a few kind of lines on a monorail at the top of the room, and go behind these generators to find this Argent Cell pickup. Now this one I'm going to put into my health slot because I noticed I was getting shot a little bit more than usual, and it wasn't that I was dying, I just wanted to make sure I had a lot of health at all times. So that's why I chose health instead of ammo for this one personally, but again, choose whatever you're comfortable with. From then on there, you might want to kill some of the enemies and then hop on top of those yellow generators in order to get on top of the monorails that line the top of this room. So you'll see that there's multiple ways to, well, there's a little bit of a glitch there on screen, but there's multiple ways to get to this next area that I'm going. This is the shortcut way. I tried to use this box and then I realized I can't use the box. Instead, use the generator right there to get on top of those lines. Follow the lines to a jump up where you can get into this area, up, and you'll notice that directly in front of me to my right hand side is the second filter. You want to pick up that filter, or rather destroy that filter as part of your main objective. It's also a good reference point as there's another collectible very close by. If you go around behind you and go into this room, make sure you pay attention to the ship that's flying across. And then, instead of going and following it, make sure you go here, jump up onto this middle platform where you'll find your second Rune Trial. In this one, we're going to need to destroy a total of 30 explosive barrels in a matter of time. We have to destroy a barrel to get 2 seconds back on the clock, and our maximum time is 6 seconds. So, I would actually recommend not going as fast as you possibly can, unless you know where the next series of explosive barrels are. Take your time finding barrels before you shoot them unless you're running out of time. Again, there's a couple here that might be hidden. Just get through them, and at the end of it, you'll be awarded a new rune. So from there, we're now going to get our first collectible and a secret area. We're going to drop down where it says stand clear, and there should be a box on top of this other box right here. This is where the first filter actually was, but this box won't be here unless you watch that little machine. As I entered that previous room, it carries the box and puts it here. If that box is not available for you, go back into the room where that rune was and wait for that machine to drive down here, and then you'll even be able to climb back up into the room if you so desire. You might have to wait for him to do 2 trips as well, so that there's enough boxes for you to climb back up and climb onto there. Now we're going back, and right behind me is the second filter that I destroyed. Behind the second filter, we can find, this is a nest, and this is kind of the highest nest out of all of the first couple that are available. There's a 4th nest that is only available once you destroy the first 3, but this one's the highest one in an open area. There's one that we began with, there's one in a blue room, and then there's this one. After you kill all of the enemies, just use the middle as a reference point for the next collectible. Feel free also to get a Death from Above glory kill right here. Curb Stomp, that's my 3rd, but if you need them, here's another area to do one. So now that we've destroyed all of the enemies and gotten a checkpoint, use the middle area as a reference point. Find this kind of curved dome, jump up on the platform next to it, run across, and you'll find this elite guard. From that elite guard, we're going to run back into that area we just were, and we're going to jump up a box and onto a catwalk, which is directly across from where we just entered. Inside of that room, there's actually 2 or 3 ways to get into this room I'm about to show you, but this is the fastest way, and I'm showing you an optimized path. Once inside, kill all of the enemies. Do not try to pick anything up until you've killed 100% of them. Check all 3 floors. Upon killing 100% of the enemies on all 3 floors inside this laboratory area, go to the top floor, turn to the right hand side, and there should be a field drone here. If your field drone's not there, it's because you still have an enemy left, or you might want to leave the room and come back in order to trigger it to fly here. Right next to it, you can find a data log, so make sure you pick that up. Now, go to the bottom floor of this laboratory and exit outside the door. Once outside, turn right. Feel free to skip the enemies if you don't want to shoot them. Jump across the gap and continue forward. Once we jump across the gap, you'll want to hug this vent that runs along the side of the building. eventually leading into a room that you can jump through through a window to get into, and at the very end of that room find a secret as well as a collectible. From this collectible, we can actually go to our next secret. We also find a new weapon that we wouldn't have had otherwise. Jump directly down through the window that led into that room we were just in, and you'll spot a door right next to you as you fall. There's a small hidden path right next to that door. If we run to the end of that path and kill a few enemies, we'll actually trigger the secret. Additionally, inside of this area, there is the super shotgun. The super shotgun, as previously in many of the secrets, it's not the secret itself, but I'd recommend you pick it up if you're already here anyways. Now that we have that weapon, feel free to equip whatever you're comfortable using and go through that door I was just pointing at, which will lead into a large blue room with the nest in the middle. And then after you clear out that nest, it opens up a door with the third filter in it. Before we pull out the heart of the nest and spawn all the enemies, I like to run across the room into this room that's locked. You have to pry it open using your hands. The room itself is a secret. I recommend you pick that up. And at the back of the room, there's also an Automap. Now, Automaps aren't actually necessary for any achievements or trophies specifically, but in this case, collecting the Automap is actually a challenge for the mission. So, obviously, you want to pick up that Automap. From here on out, go pull out the heart of the nest, kill all of the enemies to neutralize the threat, and open the doors inside of this room. After killing all of the enemies, you'll notice the door is open. Feel free to also pick up that little power-up I picked up as well. Inside of this room, I believe you can find a rocket launcher as well as your third filter, which you want to kick in. Right next to the filter is also a data log. Make sure you pick it up. I don't remember if this is the third or fourth data log of this mission. Upon killing that filter and exiting the room, you'll have another small battle with a few enemies, including a new enemy type, which is this floating, like, angel, hell angel type thing. I like to use my lock-on rockets for it, as it seems to do a lot of damage against it. Cleared all these enemies, and then proceed back to that open area that we started with our first nest, and that's a good reference point in order to progress through the mission towards our objective.
We spent decades perfecting the science, selling it to humanity. We balanced their hell energy with our science, making it usable and safe. We solved an energy crisis.
So we're going back in through the same door we would have used to get to the first filter. Now we're jumping up the boxes that we would have used to get one of our collectibles, and we're jumping up to the top to now be able to open this new door. I think this door was actually here before. There was just nothing here for you to kill if you were to have come here. Upon coming in, feel free to take over the nest by killing all the enemies, ripping out the heart, and then finishing off the wave. I do believe that there is no Hell Knight in this area, which means you hopefully already have your 2 out of 2 curb stomps. Upon killing all of the enemies, you'll want to continue towards your objective by coming up this ramp and then inside. As you come in, the path will lead you to the right hand side, but instead, look behind these boxes to find your elite guard. This is the last missable collectible, and anything, all your challenges should be done as well, as we've already curb stomped some enemies, we've gotten the actual auto map in the level, and we've activated a Rune Trial. Our challenges should also be done. Come into the room now to open up the airlock, interact with the computer console at the very end to start a small short cutscene. After that, a door will open on our left hand side, which we'll want to go through, and then we can end the level. Thank you guys so much for watching. If this video was helpful, feel free to share it with a friend, put it on some websites you guys like to go to, and hopefully I see you in my next video. Special thanks goes to Heron Giggles as well as DocCupcake84 for supporting the show on Patreon. Hopefully I see you guys next time. Peace.
You have no idea what you have just done.
Olivia is still alive. I've detected her life signature at the Argent Tower. She has removed one of the accumulators from the tower base. It has a unique energy signature that we can track.
Well, that's it then. There's nothing else to be done.